Hello guys, this is the new 8 channel transmit coil. This is the front part of it, and as you go back you could see the real cables coming out. Actually, if you have a closer look at this, it's actually the coil 7 is right here on the top, but the cable kind of comes on the side and comes out here. That's the same case with 6 and 8 and everything. So I've numbered both these places. So actually the coils are placed on the top at this corner at 45 degrees, 90 degrees and so on. And here is the interface board. What you see here is the TR switch. Well, this is the coil port, this is the transmit port, and the receive port. During the transmit cycle, the transmit power goes in here into the coil, and during the receive cycle the pin diodes turn off and the signal comes into this preamp and goes through this wire into the coil cable plug. And this is the transmit plug if you're using the Siemens system. If you're going to drive one coil at a time, I would suggest you guys connect one at a time and terminate all the other ports with 50 ohm resistance. I could give you some orders of how to order these 50 ohm resistors from a company or whatever. So special SMA connectors. We have 4 TR switches on the top and the 4 are on the bottom. Make sure that I have put some length over here so that it would just enough to open this, but be very careful while you're opening it. It's kind of flaky. Yeah, that's it. There are 4 other TR switches on the bottom and the preamps. And if you see, there is this movable thing here, and this screws goes in there. So basically we have a bunch of other screws here too. So if you remove this, you could open it this way. So that's how it works. In the normal condition, you could just drive them one at a time and make sure the coil is working. I tested and looks fine. If you want to use it for your B0 stuff, here is the 5-way splitter. I have some velcros in the back, so this velcro should sit in this spot. And so I've named the output cables appropriately where they should go. So the one input goes into the lower 1 to 4 and 5 channels, and these 3 channels are independently driven for your B0 shimming, and those 3 channels are the ones on the top, so that it will correct for the frontal lobe B0 inhomogeneity. That's the way this is driven. And if you see, actually what's happening here is that this is a Wilkinson 5-way 0-degree splitter, but after splitting the power, I've added phase shifts through these cables. So as you can see, this cable is shorter, it gets a little longer here, more longer here, and so on. That's one configuration. The second configuration is this bunch of 2-way splitters. So one input is split into 2, and I've named what cables or which coil these cables should connect to, and also what phase shift with which you have to drive these coils so that you get the CP uniform mode. So you have 4 inputs and 8 outputs, which when appropriately connected and driven with these phase shifts, which should give you the CP uniform mode excitation. That's most of it. And here is the cable plug, which would go all the way in and plug like this. And I'm going to send you the coil file again, but I think the coil file you guys have in Hawaii for this for your current coil should also work for this coil too. In any case, I'll also send you the coil file, and you could ask your Siemens guys to install the coil file in there. Apart from that, there's nothing much I need to tell you guys. So yeah, whenever you're driving one channel at a time, make sure you terminate all the other ports, otherwise you'll be just transmitting noise into the system. Okay, yeah, so another thing is there's a slot right here. This is the slot in which the scanner would go right into the scanner, and this part of it would be outside the patient table, and so you could basically put your pillows or whatever for your patients and subjects here. And I tested the coil, it looks pretty well. um, the only thing I'm worried about is that when you're using the 5-way splitter, this one channel is going to ask you for so much power, and all the other 3 channels are going to ask for very little power, and I don't know how well the SAR monitor, whatever you have, is going to take that. So I'll ship it in today or tomorrow. And the way these fix goes in, I'm also going to put some Velcro in the bottom and here, so I could just go in like this and stick there. Okay, so that's it. If you guys have any questions, you could always mail me. Alright, bye bye.